Welcome to Reverent and Rebellious, a safe space for faith-based conversations on the things that nobody seems to want to talk about these days. We are reverent, we value truth, we elevate scripture, but we are also rebellious. We shatter myths and we destroy dogma, so jump in. Join us, Logan, Pat, and me, the brother Peter, as we get reverent and we get rebellious.
There you go. There you go.
What's up, 2025?
2025.
A quarter away through this century.
So I was telling y'all off air that we just watched The Terminator yesterday.
Sarah Connor.
Do what?
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. You know what year the Skynet war is going on? It's not 25, but it's 2029. Like, we were watching it, and when the big HK tanks are coming and all the Terminators are...
In the original Terminator?
Yep. It's 2029 in Los Angeles is when it shows them.
So
and
I know what I'm doing tonight. I'm going home and fact-checking you.
Yep.
I thought it was, like, way earlier than that.
no, I thought it was too. But
Judgment Day happens.
Yeah, Judgment Day happens in the 90s.
Yeah.
Judgment Day happened in like
92.
I was gonna say 92.
Yeah. Okay.
But no,
Okay.
the actual war when in the original Terminator when it shows the war it says 2029, and I'm like, hey, I told Marcy, I said with the way
bullets.
AI's going and stuff, I said that might be about right.
Yeah.
That'd be about 4 years.
Buy more bullets.
Buy more bullets, but we need the plasma guns because our guns don't do anything.
I have no way of knowing what you guys are talking about.
Have you not seen The Terminator?
I believe I did a long time ago.
Oh,
what
man.
year did that come out?
84.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sure I saw it.
Man,
The first one is still my favorite.
the first. Thank you.
Yeah, it's still my favorite.
We are in the minority.
Yeah, everyone else is T2.
Nope, T2. I like
I like T2.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, are you kidding me, man? Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn, and the
Yeah.
Terminator is a bad guy. Like
Yeah.
he should be a bad guy.
Yep.
There's
We don't befriend the robots.
no Terminator 2 is good, but dude, yeah, it don't hold a candle to Terminator.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you, Peter?
I'm with you 100%. I'm absolutely with you.
Yeah. Terminator 1 is my favorite.
I want you all to know that last night I sat down with my wife on the couch and watched a movie.
Oh
you
man,
watch?
what is
I
it?
watched an absolute
It
movie
better been
start
a
to
good
finish.
movie.
It was great.
What was it?
It was 688.
688. I haven't heard of this
Oh,
one.
I've
hate it.
seen a movie that you guys have
Oh,
not
man.
seen.
This is how typical. You would see a movie we've not seen. What is this? What is this movie?
It's a great story. It was made by Tyler Perry Studios.
Okay, all right.
And it was about this the Women's Army Corps division, whatever they call it, that was in World War II.
Okay.
And that was when women were first, they were being admitted into the military, and they were all African American, and so black women, and they didn't think they would ever get a mission or orders or anything else like that. Well, they got their orders, and they had to go to Scotland, and what had happened was the mail service in the military had been shut down for
Okay.
a year or something like that, and so
Yeah.
none of the families were getting their mail. They couldn't find out about their boys.
Yeah, who was alive. Yeah.
And the soldiers were not getting any mail from their sweethearts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so morale was low. It was a terrible thing. So they sent them over there, and they're supposed to sort through all of this back mail and get it to where it needs to go. And it turns out there are like 7 airplane hangars full of mail.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Is this a true story?
It is. It says based on a true story, and they
Gotcha.
actually had the some video footage of the woman who was the main character,
Okay.
and she was still. I don't know if she is still alive.
I was gonna
but
say,
she
she's still alive.
She was alive at that point.
Yeah.
Anyway, 17 million pieces of mail.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and they gave them 6 months to do it, and they did it in 90 days.
Wow.
Well, I just
They
looked
were
it up.
hustlers.
Anyone wanting to check that out, that is on Netflix. Stream right now. Recommended by Peter
It
Griffin.
is. There are things about the movie that I don't know. It could have been filmed more realistically, because like the scenes from the neighborhoods and the cars they were driving, everything was shiny new. And it was like,
People probably weren't out washing their cars nonstop.
No. it could have been had a little more grit to it.
Yeah.
Even some of the war scenes were actually pretty gripping. But anyway, it's a great story. I'm sure they embellished it. I'm sure they changed some stuff, but
They got to Hollywood it up a little bit.
We enjoyed it. We
But
really
still,
enjoyed
I
it.
think this is a Christmas miracle that Peter
It
Jeffrey
is.
sat down and watched a movie.
It is.
I know.
This is, yeah.
I know.
And how typical. He would watch a movie that neither of us have seen.
We've seen everything.
I was going to say, he is on a podcast with two self-proclaimed movie buffs, and he watches movies that we've never seen.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
That's awesome.
You know, I mean, my wife just said, "Hey, you want to watch a movie tonight?" And it's like, well,
You know what?
yeah.
You're like, a movie? What is
know.
this thing you speak
called
of?
a movie. I know. And it was a really good movie.
Peter said,
I'm
I
glad
can
I watched
sit still?
He says, get another pine log thither, and let's watch this movie.
Thank you.
Fetch me yon pine log.
Thither.
That's
yeah.
good.
While y'all are fetching the pine logs, you need to hit that like button and hit
Yes.
subscribe and comment below and let us know what you think. I want to hear some New Year's resolutions.
That
Yes. Yep.
would be great.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do two since we've talked about movies and we're talking about New
Okay.
Year's resolutions. Best movie you've seen, 2024.
Yeah.
Yes.
New Year's resolution for
I like it.
2025.
I like it. Look,
yes.
we want you guys to comment and do that. You know, I'm going to tell you, just like we ask for reviews, if you comment on a YouTube video, it drives the algorithm.
It absolutely does.
So liking it helps and commenting really helps, because if they see it's getting a lot of comments and
Back
traffic,
and
that's
forth, yeah.
traffic. So that's good to algorithms.
is.
So give us that late Christmas present of
That's
doing
it.
that.
That's it. Yes. Make that your New Year's resolution.
There you go.
Speaking of comments,
Yeah.
I had to get this. We only got one this week, but it was from Amber, Super Trooper.
Yeah.
See, yep.
She says, I love Wham. George Michael's, great episode. My fave is Dominic the Donkey. Okay, and Dominic the Donkey, for you guys who don't know, is a Christmas song. I listened
That
to
is, Amber gets high marks for obscurity.
it. She does. And
I know about Dominic the Donkey.
I was today's
I
years
had
old.
never heard of it until I
was
saw her comment.
I was today's years old when I heard it. And you win. You win.
I just appreciate her having my back on the Wham.
Absolutely.
But she's the only one.
Amber, we are the two Wham. What's the song? Last Christmas fans,
You know
I
how
guess.
you and I are the minority of Terminator 1?
We're the minority on
Minority
that.
of Wham. Yeah.
You can have that one.
You can. I will take that. Yeah.
Yeah. And have you heard the song "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas"?
No.
I almost feel like I have heard that one.
Oh yeah, my daughters will both cringe if they ever watch this episode, because we featured them in a Christmas show one time.
Singing that?
We sang.
How does it go?
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do.
I swear I've heard that.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that.
I have not.
It's a thing. And we actually brought in somebody dressed in a hippopotamus suit at the very end.
Nice.
Yeah, it was because I kept coming up to them and telling them, no, you can't have a hippopotamus for Christmas.
So then they got one.
And they got one. Yeah.
How old were they?
Oh gosh, probably 5. Somewhere in there. 5 and
That's
7,
awesome.
something like
You
that.
will both be disappointed to know I took my Christmas tree down yesterday.
I was just going to ask you
I'm
about
just
that.
shocked you waited this long. I can't
know.
believe it.
Yeah.
Pat likes to let the Christmas spirit still be in the air, and he takes the tree down.
Yeah, I took it down yesterday.
That is,
Yeah.
man, I bet you were hurting leaving it up that long.
Dude, it hurt so bad. It's like
I had to walk by it every day.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
what is this
It's
darn
right by
thing?
the front door too,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why?
I need 4 extra square feet in my house.
That's right. That's right. And no flashing lights to distract me.
We have some other good news. We have a new YouTube channel subscriber,
All right.
and it happens to be my cousin, Kevin Jeffrey, from Red Deer, Alberta, Canada.
Wow.
Nice.
Dang,
How's
that
it
is
going,
awesome. That is awesome.
So shout out,
Yeah.
Kevin. You
So
probably-
we expect to see your New Year's resolution
right.
and your
That's
favorate
right.
film of
That's
24.
And this is kind of a special New Year's episode. We're going to it's a year in review. We're gonna go through all the major events and some of the crazy things that happened in 2024. This is totally unscripted. We have literally no preparation for this show. I mean, I've got my computer here, and we've got our AI working, and we're just going to have a long conversation about what a crazy, weird year 2024 was.
I'm really interested to see how important the year was to each of us. Like what stuck out in our minds to each of us.
But here's what I want. Here's what I need from you, cousin Kevin. Is I need a few little tidbits from something that happened in Canada.
Yes.
In 2024, because we're not up there. We don't know.
That's true.
We don't have the inside scoop. So
yeah. And Canada's real low on my Google search. So I'm genuinely curious.
Things tend to stay pretty calm in Canada.
Yeah,
so
they really do.
What part of Canada?
Alberta. It's
Alberta,
sort of on the western side.
Yep.
But I mean, Red Deer. I've been there. It's out.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but it's out there. Yeah, it's out there, and
just him and Santa Claus.
His wife Margie, and they have a beautiful place out there, and snow, and more snow.
Oof, y'all can have the snow.
Well, welcome. We're glad you're here.
We are.
Yeah, I'm too. So give us some inside scoop. I heard a comedian one time say, she said, Canada's like the attic of America, of the United States. It's like, we know it's up there, but we don't go up there very often. But when we get up there, we find some really cool stuff up there.
That's very true.
Yeah, it's always cold. We always go up there when it's cold.
That's exactly right. So anyway, so we're just gonna kind of get things kicked off, and we want you to kind of you sort of groove along with us in this whole thing. But I am going to start with a little story.
All right.
Okay.
So a little story. A police officer pulls over this 18-wheeler, right? He hears some kind of funny sounds coming from it, so he tells him to open up the trailer there, and in there is 50 penguins.
Okay.
Penguins.
Interesting glow.
I know. He's going, what are you doing with 50 penguins? And he says, well, they're just, I like penguins, and we just go everywhere together. And he says, well, you can't do that. That's illegal. And he says, what do you mean? He says, yeah, you got to take those penguins to the zoo right now. He said, okay, I will. I'll take him to the zoo. So he drives off, and then the next day he's coming back the same way. The same cop pulls him over, and he hears the noise again. And he says, what? I told you to take those penguins to the zoo. And he says, I did take them to the zoo. They loved it. And so today we're going to the beach.
I kind of had a feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
There ain't much zoo activity right now, probably, this time of year. Is there some cool winter things at the zoo?
Yeah, the penguins.
The penguins, they're there in the summer, swimming around.
Well, actually, I know most of the zoos these days do the big Christmas light thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do they call that?
They call it zoo lights.
Zoo lights.
Yeah, that's a really inventive name.
That's like the guy I was telling you all about that has the car store.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So, where do you want to start?
Let's start with death.
Okay.
I figured that'd be a good place to start.
Wait, you know what? I was about to say war, so I mean, like we're right there.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, look, we might as well let's get the kind of grit.
Negative.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Who did we lose?
Well, I mean, the prominent one you immediately got to think of, because it's right here, is Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter just died, 100 years old.
Yeah, the only president to live to be 100.
Do you know which number president he was?
36, 37.
You're close. What about you, Peter?
38.
Y'all are both very close. 39th.
39.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I would have not. I mean, I don't know the numbers. Yeah, we got him. Let me see. I told him I did a list of guys and gals, and they were not all American, and so I only knew like two.
Yeah,
but
I was really sad that Toby Keith was not on your list.
Toby Keith nor Chris Christopherson.
Chris Christopherson, yeah.
And the Toby Keith one was a bummer because, man, he looked bad. He looked really bad.
Yeah.
Like when it showed him towards the end, I didn't recognize him. He had gotten so skinny.
And he was always a big fellow.
He was. He was.
John Wasaki, from the drummer from Stain, he died this past year.
Really? From what happened to him?
Undisclosed reason.
From Stained.
Yep. Dickie Betts.
Yeah,
From the
Dickie
Allman
Betts.
Brothers?
Right.
Richard Perry. You know who that is?
Mr. and Mrs. Perry's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he recorded "You're So Vain." He was a record producer behind hits like "You're So Vain" and "Slow Hand."
Speaking of record producers, Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
yeah,
Big
yeah.
name.
That-
Big name.
That
Yeah.
was a big name.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see. See, a lot of these are. I mean, it's not to diminish other countries' deaths of people, but I don't know who your people are. There was, I don't know, Linda Lavin. Don't know who that is. It says American actress known for her iconic role in the TV series Alice.
Yeah. She. Yeah.
It says she died from complications from lung cancer.
Didn't Terry Garr die?
Oh, did Terry Garr die?
Yeah.
From wasn't she in Young Frankenstein?
Yes.
She was in Beastmaster too.
Yeah.
Terry Garr. Was she? She wasn't Val Bluca
I
in
don't
Young
know.
Frankenstein,
No.
or was she the Terry Garr? Hold on.
She was the main chick.
Well, she was the blonde-headed chick.
Yep.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, Terry Garr. Crap, what's her name? She's the assistant, the laboratory assistant. Inga. Is it Inga?
Yeah, maybe.
Young Frankenstein and Tootsie Star. Dang, yeah, Terry Garr.
James Earl Jones died.
Yes.
The
Mustafa,
list that this
man.
thing made me is awful.
No.
Yeah, Mustafa and Darth Vader.
Dude had one of the most awesome voices.
If you ever need to sleep at night, turn on James Earl Jones reads The Raven. From
Does it not
Edgar
make
Allan
you
Poe.
creepy? Not creep you out?
Oh no, it puts me right to sleep. I mean, it's
Isn't the
so
Raven
good.
where the eyes like looking at him?
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like it'd be kind of creepy.
And so, in sports world, Ricky Henderson died.
Who's that?
Oh yeah, he's the all-time stolen base leader.
I knew it.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to say.
that's
The all-time
exactly right.
stolen base guy.
Yeah, that was a big deal though. Ricky Henderson,
Didn't Mays die too?
Billy
Yes,
Mays.
Willie
Billy
Mays.
Mays died a couple years ago.
Willie Mays.
But
died,
wait, there's
yes.
more.
No, Willie Mays.
Fernando Valenzuela died.
You know who Billy Mays is?
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. You remember the
Yeah.
old commercial?
Oh
OxyClean.
yeah,
OxyClean. He
He was the
goes, but
original-
wait, there's more.
I
That-
forgot about that.
Yep.
Pete Rose.
Oh,
Pete
okay,
Rose?
I do know who that is.
And then, of course, there was Tito Jackson.
Tito Jackson. Yeah.
That chick from Harry Potter.
Yep.
What's her name?
Maggie Smith. was her
Maggie
name.
Smith.
Mhm. She died. She was 89 years old.
This is not a death, but now that I've mentioned Billy Mays, over Christmas there was a meme that I sent to a couple people, and it shows the three wise men, and it's like frankincense and all that, and then it shows Billy Mays in the corner, and he goes, "But wait, there's myrrh."
I love it.
Did Richard Simmons die this
Yeah,
year?
Richard
What?
Simmons. Yeah.
Really?
Brony.
When did he
How
die?
about Brony?
In July of 2024.
Wow, dude, you know he had become a hermit.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Have you ever seen Eddie Murphy impersonate him?
I don't think so.
Oh God, it's
It
perfect.
is. So Bob Newhart,
Bob Newhart.
Wow.
Dang.
Phil Donahue.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And hold on,
yeah.
Martin Mull. That
Martin
dude.
Mull.
Donald's?
If you don't recognize his name, I guarantee if you look him up, you have seen him in something.
Oh,
This one
a
right
lot
here,
of things.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
That hurt me. I forgot
that did.
about that.
How did we not remember that?
I don't
And
know.
do you remember
Great.
Dr. Ruth?
Yes.
That's
Dr.
yeah.
Ruth
What do I
says-
remember
Ruth
that?
Westheimer. She
Okay,
had
yeah.
she had like a sex talk show
Yeah.
Yeah.
on for a long time. She
Dr.
died
Ruth
this year.
says it's an expression of sexual exploitation.
She that was good.
Thanks.
She was 96.
Wow.
Yeah, and then other sports notables: Jerry West and Bill Walton.
Bill Walton. Hold on. Who's Bill Walton?
He was the big old center for the like Portland Trailblazers and some of those. He was most famous. He didn't have a long NBA career because he had really bad feet.
Gotcha.
And so he was always sort of injured all the time.
That's why I didn't have an NBA career.
Oh, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, yes.
OJ?
O.J. died. I
Yeah,
forgot.
He did. Yeah. I
O.J.
know.
He was an
I know.
innocent
It's crazy.
man wrongfully accused.
Richard Lewis, remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of
Carl
course,
Weathers,
Oh,
man. Apollo
that-
Creed.
dang it, there's
I
a-
forgot
Yep,
about
yep,
that one
yep,
too.
yep.
There is a lot of ones that we forgot.
I know. And David Soul from Starsky and Hutch.
What's your? All right, this might be a tough one for you, Peter.
Okay.
But Pat, what's your favorite film with Carl Weathers? And if you got one,
I only know one.
which one?
The Rocky film. That's the only one.
So
I
that's
know.
your favorite.
Yeah.
What's
Mine's
yours?
Gotta be Predator.
I was going to say Predator is mine.
Dylan.
Yep. Dylan,
Yeah.
you son of a.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
don't get me wrong though. When Apollo died in Rocky IV, a part of me was crushed forever.
Yep.
But I loved his character as Dylan in Predator.
Yeah, Predator is just. I was an Arnold junkie in the 90s.
Well, I mean, Jesse Ventura too, man. Yeah.
Yep. And they pranked each other on arms. Did you ever the story about Arnold beating him out on arms?
Yeah.
You ever heard that, Peter?
No.
So Jesse Ventura, he was a big, huge dude
Yeah.
too.
Jesse the Body.
Yeah, he said that his arms were bigger than Arnold's. Well, this was back. Arnold was still in like peak bodybuilding
Yeah,
shape.
Mr. Olympia days.
So he told him they bet like apparently a really expensive bottle of champagne on who had bigger arms. And so Arnold told his wardrobe person to lie to Ventura and tell him that his arms were actually smaller. Like he told him to shave several inches off. So the wardrobe guy told Ventura like, yeah, Arnold's got like 20-inch arms or something. But Ventura had like 22-inch arms or something. So the day comes for them to compare arm sizes, and they measure, and Ventura's got like 22-inch arms, and Arnold had like 25-inch arms. And he's like, what the crap? And so he was like, yeah, I just lied to him. I told him. He was like, just tricked him. So he had to buy him the champagne.
There you go.
It's
There
not
you
a
go.
Puma.
Yes.
So in Christian world, Tony Campolo died. Do you remember who Tony Campolo was? He was like
Sounds familiar.
That one's, I don't know, who is he?
He was super famous in 80s, 90s.
Okay.
Wrote some very influential books. Really influenced a lot of people. He was an amazing guy. And then Hal Lindsey. You ever heard of Hal Lindsey?
All right, that name sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
Why?
He wrote The Late Great Planet Earth.
Oh, yeah. What,
Okay, I've heard the book. I haven't read
yeah.
it though.
He was the king of the dispensationalists in the 70s.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And really made a career off of...
How old was he?
Oh, 95.
Dang, they lived that's a long time.
People are living to be way older now.
Yeah.
Like, Jimmy Carter, 100, this guy,
But is it that
95.
generation that lives to be really old? Like, there's a part of me
We're
that
going to be
feels
dead at like 50.
like that's what I'm like. I hope I make it to like 60 years old. Because there's times when I'm like, I don't know how much more this ticker's got.
Well, then, I mean, if we keep pumping all these weird medications into
Oh,
us.
that's
Yes.
not true. I think
Oh,
Peter
yes.
Jeffrey's going to live to be like 120.
That's true.
125.
Yeah, he's gonna
outlive all
He's
of
gonna
us.
do both of our funerals.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. He's gonna like marry our grandkids.
Yes.
If that comes true, then I the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to step up to the pulpit and I'm just going to laugh. I'm just going to, it's like the joke is on all of us.
You're gonna say they called it.
They
They called it.
That's it.
Now watch, we're gonna die on the same day. Now. He's gonna do a twofer.
He's gonna have to do a twofer.
Yeah,
Well, they just can
yeah,
throw me in a
yeah.
ditch.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Glad bag.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah, y'all heard it here first.
Yeah, Peter Jeffrey. Will do
I
our
hope you live
funerals.
to be like 200 though.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not sure I want to live that long. This far has been pretty tough.
Well, in 2029 we're going to be fighting the Terminator. So
That's right.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
yeah,
It would make sense we'd go down first.
that's true.
Have
That's
we
true.
already passed the Back to the Future?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
We already made it past that.
Yeah, I think it was like, was it 2021 or 2020
I
or
can't
something?
remember.
Don't start me lying.
Okay, so we got that out of the way. So let's just go to some notable events, kind of month by month. Just
Okay.
just a couple of highlights. We're not you don't have to get like down deep into it unless we feel like it.
Okay.
So in January, did you know that the ruins of an ancient lost city were discovered in eastern Ecuador?
Really?
I did not know that.
Lost City became found.
It was built around 2,500 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and it suggests the presence of a society as large or larger than the Aztecs or the Mayans.
Dang. But they don't know
Nice.
who.
They're not sure yet. I mean, they've got a lot of digging to do.
Yeah.
It was just January 11th.
Yeah,
So-
they'll call it the Asians.
And
Yeah.
here's the funny thing about it is not these sort of year in review episodes are interesting because like I can remember the significant things that happened like maybe from September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you start going
January?
back,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that like these deaths, it's like
Oh, yeah, like Carl Weathers. How did we forget that one?
I know.
Yeah, it's Apollo, man.
I know.
It was the Nephilim on the ruins, though.
Yes, that's it. Another thing that happened in January is the Icon of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world, embarked on its maiden voyage from Miami. How about that?
Nice.
I've never gone on a cruise.
Oh man,
I've been on small cruises.
it's good to just do it one time.
Is it?
Yeah, it
I
is.
just-
It
I'm
is.
just
It's a unique
leery. I'm
experience.
leery of being away from the land.
Yeah.
See, that's Stacy. She's just. Have you seen the Great Poseidon Adventure?
Yes.
All right, that's what she thinks.
Yeah.
She thinks the ship is going down if she's on it.
Oh, well, I'm that way. Yeah, it's gonna
I
sink.
played on a cruise ship for a month.
How was it?
Ooh, you saw it straight?
Yeah, a month straight. I lived on
Whoa.
it. Yeah, it was the smallest cruise ship in the Disney line. It was actually the actual ship that was used in the TV series The Love Boat.
So
Okay.
it was the
Yeah.
cruise ship for the dwarves.
Yeah, it pretty much was. It was.
You lived on it for a month. Was it weird? Like, did you feel weird when you got on land?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you
couldn't
get
even hardly-
seasick?
No,
Did you have to do Dramamine or anything?
I didn't do anything.
Peter
Wow.
said he's a man.
Yeah, exactly right. But even if you only work there in limited capacity, you have to go through the safety training because you're like on the crew.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to learn how to.
You were a
know,
seaman.
Yes, exactly right. So you have to, learn how to pass out the life jackets and do all this stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
And they have drills every week.
How old were you?
Let's see. I probably was like 28, 29, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
So this
You
ship,
lived a way cooler life than us.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Jerk.
I've had a really jacked up life, let me tell you. You think, oh, wow, that's glamorous. No, I was desperate. I needed money. I just needed money. That's
Yeah,
all.
most desperate people like go sell blood. This guy's on a cruise ship.
Yeah, he's like, I'll go on a cruise for a month.
Yeah.
It was not as glamorous as you might think.
Let us believe it, Peter. Let us
How
have
big
it.
was this ship?
Okay, so this ship has 20 decks and the ability to hold 7,600 passengers.
Wow.
Ooh, could you imagine
That's a
being
city.
stuck with that many people on a boat?
It is it's longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall.
Ooh, I've been to
about
the
that?
top of the Eiffel Tower.
Have you?
I have.
Man,
Yep.
I've been to the little one in Paris, Tennessee.
You haven't been. I figured
No.
you'd been in it.
No, I've not been there.
I've been by the Eiffel Tower, never went in it.
When you get to the top, you could feel it. You can actually feel the thing kind of swaying.
I wasn't gonna go in
Really?
it.
Yeah, me and Marcy went, and it's 2 elevators. It goes so high that you get out of another elevator and
wow.
get into another
Yeah,
elevator.
well, when I went, the line was uber long, and so I was like,
You need to go in January. It's too cold. There's nobody there.
Well, I was stationed up there, and I was just like, yeah. The French, they're not thankful enough.
Oh yeah, well you could feel it swaying.
Yeah, I've heard that about the arch in St. Louis. too.
You can feel it swaying.
That's what I've heard.
Ooh, that'd
I've
be-
not been up into it. So in February, Odysseus became the first private spacecraft to land on the moon.
Okay,
Did it?
About that? Yeah.
Did it really land on the moon?
Yeah, exactly.
liars.
Became the first private spacecraft to use the movie set that they used the first time.
It landed in Nevada.
That's another question. I got a lot of questions for people. I would like to know if you believe we've been to the moon or not. I want you to comment that.
Yeah.
Amber, I'll expect your response.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Yes.
And Shank, where you been, man? I want to hear from Shank.
Man,
It's been
you
a
know,
minute.
he's still a mailman, and so like
So he's
this
been
time
busy.
of year, yeah, he's been slammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's delivering.
But
donut.
you know what though? This did please me. He sent me a picture Christmas morning that he got a study Bible for Christmas.
Hey, all right.
And he was like, my brother's got a personalized one.
Nice.
And so like that did please me.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Is it NASB 95?
No, I think it was a
KJV.
Yeah, KJV. And no, I have no idea.
Okay. Oh, I'm just curious.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah, well,
I'll update you in just a second.
Okay, so in March, France became the first country in the world to include access to abortion in its constitution. Does that shock you, Logan?
No,
It doesn't
no.
me either.
You know, I've always heard that the kind of some of the radical political things, don't they start in Europe and work their way here?
Usually. Yeah.
Even, well, and I guess it's not just politics, style and everything. I think it
Yeah.
begins in Europe and comes here.
Yeah, the Enlightenment, that
Yep.
all those movements.
It was the elect standard version.
Oh,
well,
ESV.
you know, that's
I've got.
not bad.
I
Hey,
have an ESV
I was gonna say I
study
got
Bible.
several.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
I do.
It's not bad. ESV is a pretty faithful translation, even if it does swing a little bit.
yeah. So I have
okay.
one. It's called the Fire Bible. It's pretty good.
You can read around those things. It's okay. And then
What does that mean, though?
What do you mean?
Like, is it protected now by the Constitution of France?
Oh, yeah.
Abortion?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has access to it constitutionally.
And their government pays for it because they have
have-
government health
Yep.
care.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Wow. Dang.
See you in hell, France.
So,
Kidding.
did y'all watch the Academy Awards this year in March?
I did not. That wasn't the slap. Was that last year? When did Will Smith get
That
slapped?
was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was the year of Oppenheimer.
Oh, I haven't seen
I
Oppenheimer.
haven't either.
Dude.
It's like 3.5 hours long,
A
and
lot of gratuitous sex
it's like a
scenes.
3-hour long
But-
sex scene in it. I heard.
Yeah, it's very long. But it's a very good film minus the sex scenes.
Yeah. I like Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, and he kills it.
Yeah.
He kills it. It is fantastic.
Literally, the only thing I heard was that there was like a 30-minute long sex scene
Yeah,
in this
I
movie.
mean that's
Same, yeah.
true. That's,
I'm like,
that is
my
very
gosh,
true.
what an
Like,
unrealistic
you can
sex scene.
When that happens, you get up and just go make some
Well, you
popcorn.
just
go take
nowadays you can just fast forward.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
I could skip that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the biggest shocker of March of 2024.
Okay.
Vladimir Putin won the Russian presidential election. Yes, he did.
Get
What?
outta
I
here.
mean-
What was the guy's name? His opponent that died under mysterious circumstances.
exactly.
Was he in the helicopter or the airplane that got? No,
No, it
that
wasn't
was that was the guy that had the military group, the Wagner group.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
this was the
Yep.
guy that was like they believed he was poisoned, possibly, and they didn't know. Is it Netani or
He
something?
won 88% of the vote.
What?
Good Lord.
Because he killed 100%
Yeah.
of the opposition.
Wasn't it? Was that this year that the Wagner group dude got killed?
Yeah.
I think it was.
All right.
I
See,
think it
that was
yeah.
that was pretty crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Because they had opposed him and were like basically putting up a pretty good fight against him. They supposedly come to this agreement, and then he just mysteriously their helicopter crashes
Yeah,
or plane crash.
yeah. We regret to inform you
That he is dead. Dang, we had
Yeah.
just made peace too.
Okay, so here's something that I totally forgot happened.
Okay.
The Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Collapse.
Yeah, I forgot about
when
that.
the cargo ship ran into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you hate to be that driver?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I would. I would hate to be a driver on the bridge as well. It was only going 9 miles an hour, but
That makes me think of Austin Powers when the guy's on the roller. No! And the thing's just creeping towards him. Like the dudes on the bridge were like, stop! And it's just creeping towards them.
that's what happened. Fortunately, it happened in the wee hours of the morning, so the bridge wasn't full of cars.
Have they rebuilt that yet?
No,
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Man. Dang.
April, Taylor Swift became the world's first musician to become a billionaire
T Swift.
solely from songs and concerts.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Gosh.
It was the Eras tour, right?
Look, we were playing Pop Culture Jeopardy last night at my house,
Yeah.
and Matt Miller went through because they were like these three Taylor Swift. I didn't even understand the question. They were like Taylor Swift, blah 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 blah. Miller was like, no wait, this is this album, this is this album, this is went through. This guy knows the catalog of Taylor Swift inside and out.
We need to buy Matt a pink Swifty cap.
I was going to say, he needs
For
some sort of
sure.
Swifty thing. Yeah.
For sure.
What in the world? Didn't he go see like Pantera in concert?
Yeah, just to impress me.
I was going to say, it sounds like that was staged. What
Yeah.
are you doing, Matt?
It's okay. He probably took some vaccine and it probably,
Taylor Swift is just the bane of my existence, and it's because people worship her.
But regardless of your feelings about it, you have to have respect for somebody who can have that kind of success.
Oh, she's very successful.
I mean,
you sell your soul to the devil, and you can be pretty successful.
Her Eras tour, I told Peyton I would mention this tonight, is the all-time sellingest tour in the history of
in the
music.
history of history.
In the history of history.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Creed's gonna undo that this year or this coming year. How cool would it? What if Creed?
What if
There you go, yeah.
See what you did there.
What if they did though? Like, what if they actually surpassed Taylor Swift? How cool would that be?
I would go slap everybody that has told me I was crazy for being a Creed fan the last 20 years.
No.
That's it. So here's something that I didn't even know happened.
Okay.
New York and New Jersey were struck by the strongest earthquake in over 100 years.
Wow. Dang. How strong was it?
It was 4.8.
See, I saw the one that hit Japan that was 5.5, but I did not see that.
Why did they not tell us stuff like
I
this?
don't know. And I wonder what Reelfoot Lake was created by an earthquake.
You know
yeah,
what?
that's
What
true.
it was because I see it jumps past this date on April 8th. We were all worried about the total solar eclipse.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was. We were all worried about the eclipse.
Yep. I wonder what the magnitude of that earthquake that did Reelfoot was.
Man, it'd be
I think it's
interesting to
8
find
point.
out.
I think they said it was like 8.8.
Oh, okay, I was going to say,
it was
because
a big one. It was 8 something.
I wonder how that would compare to
Yeah.
what was that, 4.8?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 8 point something.
Because we're on the New Madrid Fault right here.
Yep.
So we get a good one. We just going into the earth. We're gonna be the next real foot lake right here.
When I lived in Washington, there's a big fault line up there.
Yeah.
And it runs all the way up through Alaska. There was a very significant earthquake in my hometown, and it's cool because in the band room of the high school, a student was recording in the practice room, and the recorder was on.
Oh, when it happened.
And you could hear everything falling down and everybody freaking out and all this stuff. And they actually made it into a little record.
That's
the
cool.
earthquake.
And we would get a copy if we were a member of the jazz band or the marching band, whatever. We would get a copy of that.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Because we were sitting in the very room that it happened.
Real foot was a 7.2 to 8.2. That's a boatload of an earthquake right there.
That is a gash in the earth right there.
Yes.
Man.
See, I thought it was 8 something.
Yeah, it says it temporarily rerouted the Mississippi River, permanently dammed the Real Foot River, and directed water to fill in a low-lying area. Like, that is a crazy earthquake.
Changed the Mississippi to go to the north, right?
Yeah. All the people's toilets flushed the other way.
We became Australia for a moment.
Yes.
Yeah. The year I graduated high school was the year that Mount St. Helens erupted.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I drove right by it hours before it actually erupted.
Really?
Dang.
We were on our way back from Oregon.
You're a survivor.
You were almost Dante's Inferno.
I know.
Or Dante's Peak is the
Dante's
show,
Peak,
the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Pierce Bronson.
Yes.
And
Did you have
Hamilton.
a Suburban? Was it
No.
a Suburban lift?
No. I was riding with my best friend Everett in his little tiny white Toyota Corolla.
That would not be a good volcano vehicle.
Probably like a 1973 or 4, something like that. Yes.
Not a good off-road vehicle
It
if you had
sounded
to.
like a lawnmower. It really did. But
Was
anyway,
it smoking or anything?
Oh yeah.
Like
And
when you went by it?
it had been smoking for
Oh,
quite some
man.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen the videos of that sucker?
Oh, it's amazing.
Like the you will see the side of the mountain like implode
yeah.
and then explode. It's
Really?
wild.
Yeah. The ash fall was everywhere.
How far were you, like, where you lived from it?
I was almost 2 hours away, directly north, but I stood on my front porch and saw the mushroom cloud.
Really?
I could see it that far away.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Peter has lived a cooler
He
life than
lived
us.
way cooler
Like, look
than
at that.
us.
He lived on a cruise ship, and now he witnessed a volcano erupting.
Yeah.
He's just
true.
like, oh, it's just a regular old life, you know?
That's right. But the coolest part about it was there was a lake right at the foot of the mountain called Spirit Lake.
Yeah.
And when that mountain erupted, it didn't destroy the lake. It moved it to a different location. So they had to change the maps.
Wow.
So Spirit Lake still exists.
Yeah.
But it just
Just a
is,
couple miles
exactly.
west. Yeah.
That's exactly
Dang.
right. I know. That is some force.
Yes, it is.
Also, 2024 was the year of AI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
believe
was.
it.
Yeah.
We've had AI for a while now, but man, it took giant
Exploded.
leaps forward.
Yeah, I am part of the problem.
I'm with you, me and Claude.
Yeah.
So OpenAI's newest version of ChatGPT, which is called GPT-4 Omni, went live in May
Yeah.
13th. So it says that it boasted unprecedented capabilities, including enhanced contextual understanding and multilingual proficiency.
That wasn't Friday, was it? Was that on a Friday?
I don't know.
Surely it wasn't a Friday the
Well, it-
13th.
Oh man,
I gotta look.
You need to look that up.
But you know,
Oh,
though,
man.
unless you asked it who died in 2024. Because then,
Then it won't have a list.
Then it won't
That's
tell
exactly
Logan
right.
anything
Yeah.
good.
Uh-huh.
That's right. That's right. No, it was a Monday. We're all right.
Okay,
We're
so
all
it's
right.
not Friday the 13th. Okay.
Yep.
In June of 2024, Mexico elected its first female president.
Oh.
This freaks me out. Claudia Sheinbaum.
Claudia Sheinbaum.
There's a good Mexican name for you.
I was gonna say that the last name that sounds more like a German
Jewish.
name or
It's
something.
Jewish.
It does sound Jewish.
Yeah.
Sheinbaum.
Claudia Sheinbaum. Maybe she married a person of a different
Maybe.
I don't know. It is actually a very, very significant turn of events.
Yeah.
She's a climate scientist. So there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I think she might be the one that's been giving us hell on the GMO corn.
Oh.
We've been in a battle with Mexico, and I think they finally cooled their jets a little bit. But on the ag side of things, they weren't wanting to buy GMO corn. Well, 99% of our corn is GMO corn.
That was the first thing that they ever GMO'd.
Yes.
Was corn.
And
Yeah.
and we actually we always argue that corn has always been GMO. The Native Americans GMO'd corn because it used to
exactly
just
right.
be grass, and they started crossbreeding it
Yep.
to make the kernel. So there is no non-GMO corn in my opinion. But yeah, Mexico, I think it was their president that's been giving us a hard time.
Well, it may not be the current president.
When does she take office?
Let's see. It was in June the 2nd.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure about
Yeah,
that.
you have to do a little bit of backtracking there. So then in July, of course, July 13th,
Trump got shot in the ear.
Yeah. He got a bizarre ear piercing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened there. And then just 8 days later was when Joe Biden withdrew from his campaign.
Man, that was a
about
shocker.
Well,
What
he
a
didn't
shocker.
know that he withdrew, but everyone else.
I was gonna say he thinks he's still running.
He thinks he's still president.
Yes.
Well, I mean, technically he is for a little while.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
No, he thinks the election's still coming.
Yeah,
he's gonna win.
He's running around in the peacock right now, like.
You guys are elder shaming right now. I'm kind
Yes,
of,
yes,
a
I
little
am.
offended.
Yes,
Are you
I am.
feeling insecure right
I am
now?
a little bit, yeah.
Peter, I've seen you run stairs, and I will put you against Biden any day.
And we just told you you're going to outlive both
Well,
of us.
there you
Yeah.
go.
So
There
you should
go.
not.
Okay.
There's no elder shame for you.
I feel better now. Yes. Then shortly after that, 3 days after that, Inside Out 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
became
on my list.
The highest grossing animated film ever.
I don't think I've seen the first one still either.
It was the top movie of this year.
Yeah, that's what my thing said.
1.462 billion worldwide.
That's
billion.
a lot of money.
Yeah. It surpassed Frozen 2, which had 1.453 billion.
I've never seen Frozen 2.
And then we can't let July go by without talking about the Satan Olympics.
Yeah, the devil put instead of
Yeah.
the shot put.
Yeah. But the Olympics were actually fairly interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's when they did the mock the Last Supper.
Yes,
that right?
That's exactly what happened.
I didn't watch the opening ceremonies.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I laughed about this because I had seen on Facebook where people were like, they're not mocking the Last Supper. It's this.
I know
this thing.
Yeah,
but then I looked and there was like an interview with the creative
and he
director.
said, yes, that's exactly
Yes,
what we're doing.
he did.
I
And I'm
know,
like,
I
no,
know,
actually,
I know.
he says it right here.
Because we were trying to present an alternate view of the
Yeah.
Last Supper.
So it's like, yep, no, y'all were mistaken.
Y'all just shut up. We know exactly what they were doing.
Yep.
Yeah. But I'm glad they got a lot of grief over it. Honestly,
too.
I am because
Yeah.
they why you want to do that?
Well, why it annoys me, and this is why, I like the show South Park because South Park makes fun of everybody.
Yeah, they do.
If you are an equal opportunity offender, then I have no problem with you. But if
agree.
you they would.
That's it.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, they would never mock Islam
No.
on there.
oh no, not at all.
So that's where it frustrates me. It's like, look, if you're gonna mock one, then you've got to mock all of them, man.
Why don't you why don't you have oxen and horses that talk and
Yep.
they can say, Dad, is that you?
Yes.
Because then we could mock the Hindus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or Scientology. Let's see them
Oh yeah,
do a skit.
that's a little too easy. That's a little too much low hanging fruit.
They call that sci-fi.
Yes.
But at the Olympics, you remember Simone Biles?
Yeah.
Made her
she's
big comeback.
She's a beast.
Yeah, and that which was
I've always liked Simone. She was
absolutely
awesome.
amazing. And also, this was kind of a cool little story here because United States basketball team, they were supposed to just wipe everybody out. Well, they had a little problem with France. And France was only behind by 6 points entering the fourth quarter. And then Stephen Curry just took off.
Yeah, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, and he hit 4 straight 3-pointers. But here's what the French announcer said. I can't pronounce it in French, but basically he said this devil named Curry is hurting us.
Yeah, that's what the Grizzlies say all the time.
Yeah, this devil
named Curry
is hurting us. Mhm.
I think he's a pretty big Christian, ain't he? Isn't
Yes,
Steph?
as far as I know.
Yeah.
I know he's a pretty good 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've always heard he was kind of outspoken or not like afraid to share his faith.
I believe that is exactly true.
Yeah.
And then Noah Lyles won gold at the 100-meter. The United States hadn't won gold since 2004.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it was a big deal. It was a big deal. And the biggest deal of the whole Olympics was ray gun.
What is ray gun? That sounds. What happened with
The
that?
Australian breakdancer.
Oh gosh, yes. That man, did you see where she is says she's not gonna do it anymore because she's gotten so much hate?
I was gonna say I've seen so many memes and so many videos.
She got I was just having this conversation with my wife yesterday. I'm the kind of guy, if I go in the gas station and the guy that's working the cashier tells me he wants to be an astronaut, I'm like, dude, go for it, man.
Yeah.
But this chick, she needed to hang up her shoes because this breakdown, I could do a better job breakdancing than her, and I am a terrible dancer.
It says in this article, the first year that breakdancing was introduced to the Olympics was also its last.
Didn't they take weightlifting out for that?
I think that's right.
It was something that's like a very Olympic thing, and they took out for this.
Yeah, that was, it really was.
Do they still do like the baton twirl?
Ooh, I don't even know.
You know, they
about
got the
that.
ribbon twirl.
Yeah.
If they,
they do that. They rhythmic gymnastics.
They do that, but I'm almost certain they took out Olympic weightlifting. Like some branch of the weightlifting, I think they took out. That is insane.
It is insane. It is insane. It was insane.
Ray gun.
You know, it's just too perfect to have, the opening ceremony mocking the Last Supper and breakdancing all with the same experience.
Yes.
You know, it's just like yeah.
Yep.
So this was also the year of the wildfires.
Yeah.
In Athens, Greece, in August, regions were evacuated due to the hottest June and July on record.
Oof.
And it caused all these wildfires. Same thing in Texas. Of course, California cannot stop getting wildfires.
Well, didn't they stop them from doing controlled burns?
Yeah.
See, and you have to do controlled burns. That's the only way you get it under control. I got a buddy that lives in Idaho, and he sent us pictures, and it was like he couldn't hardly see outside because it was so much smoke from all the wildfires where he was at, and that was in Idaho.
Yeah. Some friends of my mom and dad, they were living in Northern California, and they barely escaped.
Yeah.
And everything was wiped out.
Burn their house down, everything.
everything.
Golly.
Just nothing.
Couldn't
left.
imagine.
I know. In September of this year, I did not know this. This is two very significant events that happened back-to-back days. Norway became the first country in the world where electric cars outnumber gas cars.
Wow, that's crazy.
How about that?
That is weird.
They must have a heck
Norway,
of
all
a infrastructure.
Well, there's like 10 people there.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
How many people? All right, yeah, what, 754,000?
That's okay. 753,905 ran on gasoline, while 754,303 were electric.
So about 1.5 million.
I'm trying to look here. How many drivers in California?
Yeah.
Okay, this is this is mind blowing
But no,
to me.
this says it's 2.8 million.
2.8 million private vehicles registered in Norway. Yeah.
Okay, so this is why their infrastructure could handle it versus why we can't. Because
There you go.
California tried this, and they had rolling blackouts.
They're
they got
still
like
trying
30
it.
million,
They're still trying it.
27 million
27
drivers.
million.
27 million drivers, man. Like,
Literally 10 times that.
that's one state.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's tough. But here's an even more tragic event.
Okay.
September 18th, after nearly 80 years of business, the iconic plastic kitchenware brand Tupperware filed for bankruptcy.
Whoa, really?
Man, everyone got them Blackstones.
I'm telling you.
Dang.
Tupperware, man. I remember my mom used to have Tupperware parties at our house.
Yeah, that was a thing. So you can't get Tupperware no more?
Well, I don't know if you can still
Did
get it
somebody
or not.
buy it out or anything?
I don't know yet.
I bet it's Rubbermaid. I bet Rubbermaid bought
Could
it.
be.
Something, because
Could
we
very
have
well be.
Tupperware.
You know, one time me and my brother had a Tupperware party.
Did you really?
Yeah, we were like 22, 23
Were y'all
years old.
selling it?
Yeah, we had a little.
Or did y'all just have like all your dishes
no,
out?
No, we actually had the rep come, and we invited a bunch of our friends. Most of them were guys.
Yeah. That sounds
And
like
they
a
said
typical guy's
They
night.
sold more Tupperware than they usually do. Yeah,
Probably because chicks are too picky.
Well, and the guys had never seen this stuff before.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, a sugar container
Yeah.
that snaps on both ends. This is madness.
This is an upgrade
I
over the
know.
Cool Whip bowl.
But you don't need to put spaghetti in it and heat up spaghetti.
No,
It will be orange forever.
Forever. Yeah, that is exactly right. That's what you use the Cool Whip container.
That's
There you go. Yes.
You just toss those
Toss 'em,
out.
yep.
Yeah. No, but Tupperware had some cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, they did. They really. Yeah,
I remember when they
definitely did.
came out with the one-touch closing lid.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh,
It
yeah.
had like the little air
Because it
thing.
used to be in the old days, you had to put the plastic lid on, then you had to burp it.
Yeah.
You know, let the air
Yeah,
out.
it'd be swelled up in the center. Yep.
Not with the one-touch.
Yeah, I think it had like a white thing in the center that would let it breathe.
Yep, that's exactly right. This is a cool thing that happened in October. The world's longest treasure hunt ended after 31 years.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did they find
apparently
it?
this was a setup deal. It says the 31-year treasure hunt for France's famed golden owl finally ended with the discovery of a bronze owl.
I'd be so mad.
Began in 1993 when Max Valentine published a book called Golden Owl, containing 11 clues leading to the location of the owl, which he buried somewhere in France. Them French people, they always got something going on.
They
man.
do. Hold on, Pat. You got to run outside real quick. Somebody just texted me and said there's drones all in the sky. No, seriously.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go see
if
if
I
it-
don't come back. Send for
This is a monumental event of 25. There is drones. Yeah, I had a buddy. He just said, "Dude, do
Really?
you see all these drones outside?" Pat is outside right now looking. That is something that happened in 24. You know, all these drones.
We're just going to get to that. Yeah, because we're almost to November. Isn't that when it started, November?
I think so.
I think that's right.
If Pat
Yeah.
comes in here, that's going to be crazy. Because,
don't
the
know.
guy, he lives like 5 minutes from here. He said, "Dude, do you see all these drones?"
I'm hoping that Pat doesn't get sucked up by aliens.
Yeah, if he doesn't come back in,
Yeah.
then he's been abducted.
Oh, man. First he gets inducted, now he gets abducted. So, yeah, the world's longest treasure hunt. The finder of the owl won a sculpted golden owl valued at over $160,000.
I feel like that's a pretty weak reward for 31 years.
I agree. I completely agree. Yeah. He's like seriously not back yet.
No, I mean, dude, I just texted dude. I said, "For real?" And he said, "Yes." Yeah, he's really looking.
He is.
He might have done seen something.
Maybe. Pat, knock 3 times on the door if you're still alive.
Are you still there, Pat? Yeah, the dude just sent me a video.
Wow, that
Let's
is
see.
We have breaking news right here,
We
folks,
do.
on Reverent and Rebellious.
Oh, I guess there's a.
I see an orange dot.
That was less climactic than I expected it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I
It could be somebody prematurely shooting off fireworks.
Yeah, I would say that just. I thought I saw some one night. I was coming home, actually from recording this. I was going home because now I have to drive over here to record
it.
like y'all do.
Yeah.
And I was pulling in my driveway, and I'm way back off the road, and it was like it looked like it was hovering in one spot, but it was. I got my binoculars out. I turned my truck off and looked, and I guess it was an airplane, but it was like almost sitting there, and then it finally passed, but it was moving so slow.
I don't know what to think about these drone things.
I don't either.
Yeah.
And we really don't know what they are still. Like we've kind of gotten some interesting. The government more or less was like, oh, everybody's got them or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what to think about that.
Dude, Pat must see something.
He must see something because he's not been back for a long time. So we'll just continue on. Guess. Oh, there he comes.
3 confirmed.
You just saw some?
3 drones confirmed. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Ain't
Dude,
that something?
I gotta see these things. I gotta see them.
So So do you need to go outside? Too?
I got to go see these
they're,
things.
They're flying and they're not making any sound. You can
How
see
high
them.
up are they?
Not very high. They're like right above your barn.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, I'm kidding. There's one over here and two over here.
All right, I got to look at this.
Okay.
I got to look.
All right. All right. Well, Pat, you and I are going to continue on for a minute.
Yeah, you go as soon as you walk out this door. Look to your left over your barn.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's very rare we have live breaking news right here
Yeah.
on the podcast. Yeah. So, well,
Yeah.
I can see one right over there.
there you go. We have confirmed drone sightings
They're not small either.
out here in Reverent and Rebellious world.
Where are we at? What month are we at?
Okay, well, we're kind of in October.
Okay, did you cover SpaceX?
You tell us about SpaceX.
Okay, yeah, SpaceX caught a rocket. They
Sure did.
They finally were able
Sure
to
did.
return a rocket to be reusable. That was incredible.
I know.
Did you watch that?
Yes, I did.
It was incredible.
It's absolutely incredible. Do you remember who won the Super Bowl this year?
Ooh. No.
It was the Chiefs.
It wasn't the Titans. I
Back
know
to
that.
back to back. Yeah.
You want to hear my prediction for this year?
Yeah.
It's going to be the Bills and the Lions.
Really?
That's who I'm predicting is going to be in the Super Bowl.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. Do you remember who won the World Series?
Not the Mariners.
It was the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman hit a
That's right.
game-winning grand slam in game one.
Yeah, we try to. It
was amazing.
We try to erase these memories.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you remember who won the Euro 2024 Cup in soccer?
Not at all.
Yeah. It was Spain.
Spain.
And there's a reason why that's significant.
Was
Because
that their first?
It might have been their first, but the main story there is England. England just can't seem to quite get their act together.
Yeah.
They always come out super strong, and then yeah. So it has been the year of the drones in the last. It also has been the year of Boeing astronauts being stranded on a space station.
That's true.
Remember that?
That's true. I remember that.
Man, how'd you like that?
Yeah, that would freak me out.
I know. It would me too.
Because like if you're stranded in Memphis, you're like, okay, my buddy can come get me in an hour.
Uh-huh.
You're
No.
stranded on a space station. You're like, okay, world, help me.
I know, and there was some video captured, and one of the guys on the space station said, "Well, sometimes these things just happen." It's like, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
These
Never.
things never
Never.
happen. Yeah. So no, sometimes these things. This is very, very, very unique.
I had to get my binoculars out.
I told you.
Did you see anything significant?
It was two over there and one over there, and then there's another one coming.
Really?
Yeah. So there's
Like I said, I only saw the three.
Man,
Yeah, they're good size. I thought it was a helicopter at first.
What in the world?
I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
That
Man,
is crazy.
It's Russia.
So this was also the year of Beyonce singing country music.
Yes, I remember
and I
that.
hated
and
that.
Thank God that's over.
Yeah, I hated that.
But she's the first woman black artist to have a song chart on the country charts.
Is it because it was good or because she was Beyonce?
I just don't even know.
I just think it was because it was Beyonce.
But, once again, if you like it, if you hate it, you have to have respect for somebody who, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
you got
we talk about this a lot. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not good.
that's
it just
true.
means
Yeah.
it's not my taste.
the thing okay, so we talk a lot about this, when we talk about, Christian world and church world and all these different kinds of things. We talk about, they just run the same script over and over and over again. And, because it works and because,
Yep.
Yeah.
And I have to give somebody, her, props, whether you like the music or not, to be courageous enough to step out of your genre.
That's true.
To go into, uncharted territory
Yep.
Yeah.
and make a big deal about it.
That's true.
It's,
Well, and I'll tell you, that's one thing I like. I still don't listen to much of the music, but like Post Malone is one that's blown a lot of people's socks off
sure.
because he's
Yeah.
gone from like
Rap to-
everything, rock and country, and
Yeah.
I know.
he's like a very versatile dude.
Well, like a lot of people are saying this is the last year of blended genres.
Oh, really?
because everyone's returning to a traditional standpoint. And so, like, I feel like this is kind of like one of the last hurrahs of, like, where you see hip-hop mixing with country and country mixing with rock and rock mixing with blues.
So everybody's going to get in their own lane kind of thing?
That's,
I like it all mixed up, honestly.
That's the way
Yeah,
it's
I really do.
trending. And I got some stats for you later. Like I said, that we'll cover.
Okay, so in November of 2024, a literal banana duct taped to a wall sold for $6.2 million in New York.
What?
It's a piece of art. It's a piece of art, dude. Can you see it?
I'm just not intelligent enough to
you
get
know
it.
what? Let's get electrical tape and electrical tape some grapes to a floor.
Yeah, and then
sell it.
And sell it for $6.2 million.
Then we can retire.
Listen to this. The new owner of the controversial art piece, held an event in Hong Kong on December 2nd where he ate the banana.
He ate the banana.
He ate the banana.
Ooh, he
So
just
he
ate
ruined the-
$6.2 million.
I was going to say, he ruined it. A cryptocurrency enthusiast. I bet you that dude was in on the ground floor of Bitcoin
Probably
and sold
was.
it for a
Probably was.
fortune.
I bet that was the worst tasting $6.2 million meal ever.
Yeah, I don't like a mushy banana.
That is, I don't know. That's just trying to show off, trying to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you would only do that just so people would be like, man, that guy's got so much money, he'll just
Yep.
buy a banana
Yep.
taped to a wall.
It's like when they used to set money on fire.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, you look at this. Yeah. So
Anybody that's a millionaire, billionaire, any of that out there really want to show the world, give Pat a lot of your
yes,
money.
exactly.
That'll show
Yes.
them. That'll
Yeah.
show them.
That'll show.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the new Google chip that came out on December 9th.
Yes. Yeah, it was, 33.3 trillion. The speed of it was crazy. It could calculate 33.3 trillion.
Years of calculations in 1 nanosecond.
Yeah, that is nuts.
And wonder why the Terminator's going to
That's
come in 2029.
exactly. I was about to say, and people think that no wonder the robots are going to kill us.
It's so true. It is, and the scientists even themselves called it mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mind-boggling.
much better advancement, and they'll catch up with my mathematical abilities.
Well, I mean, could you imagine that there's a chip out there that can do calculations longer than the existence of the world in a nanosecond?
There you go.
I can't even grasp a nanosecond.
I can't grasp a trillion or a nanosecond.
Yes.
I can't. No, these are all things that are just
Yeah. I know
They're going from cavemen to Google in a nanosecond.
what is, I wonder, what comes after a trillion? They're going to have to come up with it before long.
Quadrillion.
Quadrillion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it'd be like quadrillion and
Then pentillion
pentillion.
and quintillion.
Because we're going to have to do that. Our national
Septillion.
debts are going to get beyond. That's what I was wondering.
Our grandkids are going to owe octillion dollars.
Octillion dollars. Yeah, it'll
Okay.
be.
So speaking of politics, we all know what happened this year in politics in our own country, right?
Yeah.
We had the election, and I mean, nothing crashed. Nobody that we know of overtly died in the
Yep.
process, and it apparently was a fairly peaceful thing. But did you know that there were major elections held in 50 countries?
Yeah, that's what as I was looking today, I was like, there was a lot of politics and a lot of war.
Yeah.
Like everywhere, that was like the thing. Like so many people got elected this year. Like I don't know if it was just like the Illuminati got
Yeah.
together.
Yes,
and
yes.
said, you know what, we got to switch it up. We got to switch it up.
Then Freemasons decided.
Yeah.
That dude still
we've
ain't
had enough.
responded. I actually responded to
I
him.
know. I saw that, and nothing.
Nothing. I said, hey, man, we're still waiting.
Crickets.
And
man.
and also King Charles got diagnosed with cancer.
I
didn't
know.
he?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, he
yes.
did.
Early this year.
You on the elections, it was kind of crazy too, because one of the countries had like a dude that was pretty hardcore conservative, and it was a very liberal. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was a European country. I thought they had a really hard conservative that got elected because he has like some pretty heavy ideas for how to try to correct course.
There are two significant things about all of these countries having elections. First of all, and I listened to a podcast called Rebuilders, and it's this Australian pastor and his team, and he is like a futurist, and he is scary. Yeah, I mean, so one of the most recent episodes, he was talking about trends toward the next year, talking about these elections. And the title of the episode is this the year that woke broke? Because almost all of the elections, everything moved right.
Conservative,
Yes.
yeah.
Everything moved right. And here's the other thing is this was a terrible year to be an incumbent.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bunch of
it was.
incumbents.
Almost every incumbent lost.
That's a funny fact about Trump winning the election is he's the second president ever to do that. And it's just him and Grover Cleveland are the only two that ever do that.
To what, get beat, then win again?
Yeah, to not be have divided terms.
Really?
Terms, yeah. That's exactly right. Interesting thing though is Mark Sayers is the Australian pastor's name, and you can listen to his
Mark
work and read
Sayers,
his book.
that's
He's an amazing guy. But what he says is this is partly good news and partly questionable news because. On one hand, you can say, "Oh yeah, well, finally everybody's fed up with all of this woke stuff and this liberal stuff and everything else like that." But he says, honestly, it may be more of a sign that we're just mad. We're just dissatisfied with everything, and so the same thing could happen the next cycle because we're just ready to trash everything.
I was just gonna say that. I was literally telling Matt Miller 2 nights ago. We were watching movies and stuff. And I said, we live in such a critical world today.
Right.
That I don't care what the movie is, what the song is, what you like, what you don't like, I don't care. Anytime I've been like, hey, how was that movie? The number one answer I get from everyone is, oh, it sucks.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Well, but so,
and the pendulum swings both ways.
So now we've gone from canceling people to canceling entire governments.
Yep.
It's like, no,
now
you're canceled.
watch.
We don't like you anymore.
Now we're going to spend 2 years, 4 years over this side. And it's going to swing the exact hard way the other way.
It was the Argentina president.
Yes.
Join BRICS.
Yeah, but that's where I've said that, like in our country especially, I'm like, the Republicans have a lot of responsibility right now. If they don't do what they've said they're going to do, then people are going to be done. Because it's like, all right, you've said a lot of things, and a lot of people are like jumping on board with it, so you better do it.
This was the second year in a row of severe inflation.
Yep.
And everybody has their own idea about what caused the inflation.
Yep.
But somebody's got to fix it, right?
They do. And there's no excuse because they literally will have all the control.
You know what causes inflation? A lot of hot air.
That's exactly right. I completely agree with that. So then when we expand out a little bit beyond elections and things like that, then we have the multiple wars that are going on.
Yep.
This is a very odd time. There are alliances being formed. Russia, China.
Yep.
I was going to say BRICS.
Brazil.
BRICS is-
what are all the countries in there?
It's
Brazil,
India,
Russia, India, China,
and is it Saudi Arabia?
Brazil. Argentina just joined.
Isn't it Saudi Arabia?
No. Saudi Arabia is still. No, you know what? I think they did.
It might be. I don't know. I thought Saudi Arabia is still sort of friendly toward us.
I thought they were on the petrodollar.
Yeah.
Well, see, I can tell you this: the BRICS, and again, it's the only one that because they're causing a lot of issues for us in the commodity realm because Brazil and Argentina are killing us in exports on soybeans.
What's that?
They're wiping out rainforests.
It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the UAE.
There you go.
Kind of surprised Egypt is in there, but they're wanting to create a dollar or get their own. They're trying to weaken the American dollar.
They're trying to replace
and
the
get away.
petrodollar.
Yeah, and they're trying to also basically eradicate our exporting abilities on the agriculture side. Now, where corn is king in the United States, no one can touch us there, but they've killed us on soybeans.
Yeah.
And again, because they have no regulation, they're just clearing the rainforest.
Which is
and
sad.
China is funding them to do so. So it is a really interesting time to see these strange alliances that are forming.
I know.
Yeah.
It is. So we kind of made it through a few of the highlights just month by month of the whole year. I've got a few little random things that I came across that I had totally forgotten about. One is Mike Tyson's comeback.
Gosh, yes. that was awful.
I don't know if it was a comeback.
Yeah, it was.
You saw his bareback, but I don't know about a comeback.
We did.
Exactly right. It was the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Oh, wow.
which I thought was really cool.
Yep.
Of course, we cannot forget the whole Diddy controversy.
Man, that's still, and you speak of Beyonce, Jay-Z's been pretty well implicated in it.
I know.
I did like where, was it J-Lo that was her? No, it was also Beyonce that came out during the presidential election, and they were like, hey, I'm endorsing them. Trust me, I've got good. My records is really good on people. I was. Didn't she date Diddy?
Yeah,
She's like, I
yeah,
dated
yeah.
Diddy. You can trust me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Did y'all have any family that was in D-Day?
I don't believe I did.
Any of the?
Me and my brother were like the first two in my family to really be military active.
Really? My great uncle was in D-Day +3, I think it was.
Wow.
It was one of the D-Days. It wasn't D-Day like the D-Day.
Right.
But I think it was like D-Day +3.
Okay.
And I don't know for sure, but I always thought he was with the Ranger Battalion. I have to ask my dad, but yeah, I always thought that was pretty cool.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So then we had the Hawk Tuah girl.
Yeah.
And now she might go to jail.
You know what? My life is complete. My pastors just said, yeah, we had the hot tour.
We did. I mean, we did. I mean, that's just one of those super weird, messed up things.
You can't make it up.
No.
I-
Why did she get what? Like, I still don't understand. Like, country singers were having her at their show.
she had her own podcast.
Yeah. What? She created a crypto. That's why she
I
might
know,
go to jail.
Exactly.
You are the definition of TikTok famous.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she is just a girl who said some crazy stuff on a reel and now is worth more than all three of us put together.
But her crypto thing was fake.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
you
so
ended up
she's-
millions of dollars on some people,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I haven't heard any more. Is she going to go to jail?
I have no idea.
hope so.
It's been quiet for the last about 2 weeks.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
she can't hop to in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably who knows. Yeah. Well, and then also a modified pig kidney was transplanted into a human this year.
I think I
Really?
heard that.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
pretty
this
sure I
like
heard that.
Dr. Moreau stuff?
I don't even know, but that's what happened. They were all giddy about
Did they
this.
grow it?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
They took it out of a pig and then they, modified it in some way and helped it grow into a
Okay.
human compatible
Man,
kidney.
that's wild what they can do.
I know. The most popular words culturally of 2024 are the words demure and mindful.
Mindful.
Demure. What is this demure? I've seen it commented on stuff.
Somebody, you can do your own research. I'm not going to do the research. But somebody said it on some show or
Well, you're the
podcast.
one that taught me about mewing.
I know.
What is mewing? They do like
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That's so sad,
I'm
man.
strengthening my lower jaw muscles.
He's
Yeah.
so hip.
He is. I mean, we at Christmas or something, we were talking about the great performance y'all did, and I remember somehow people being hip came up, and I was like, "Oh, Pat and I have said many times, Peter is way more hip
He's
than we
way
are."
cooler than we are.
I don't know about that. I'm just-
Mewing, man. That one.
Yes. I know.
Thanks, man. You
And
have
then-
a lot of memory. I forgot about that.
And then I just can't let this one go because the country of Bangkok passed. They're now celebrating same-sex marriage. How
Y'all
about
can
that?
use your imaginations for why we find that so funny.
Wherever you want to go with that.
There's no ambiguity there.
No.
No. Bitcoin finally hit 100,000.
It got up to 107.
See?
Did you
There
ever find
go.
your laptop that had Bitcoin on it?
No, but I own 0.00005 of a coin or something. But no, I'm telling you, I like to dabble in the crypto world, but I would give anything if I would have, kept up with Bitcoin because
Yeah.
when we were kids, you could get it for free.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I
just
know.
mine it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well, it's water under the bridge, I guess.
It is.
Rafael Nadal retired.
Yep.
What do I hear that? Where's that?
Tennis player.
Okay.
One of the most famous tennis players of all time. You probably don't play much tennis, do you?
I don't. I ain't played tennis in years.
What about pickleball?
No, is that where they do it at the wall?
No, it's just giant.
Yeah.
It's like giant table tennis.
I know that. From, I
Giant
know
ping
that
pong.
from late night ESPN.
Racquetball is the one where they like sling. That's like a dangerous sport.
It is.
That's
Yeah.
like playing Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big killing of the United Healthcare CEO.
That was crazy.
I know.
That was crazy as crap. I'm going to tell you, I still have a lot of mixed feelings on that one. Because that dude was found, Luigi, whatever
Yeah.
his last name was,
With all this evidence on him.
with all his evidence. It was like a week later
Yeah.
Yeah.
at McDonald's.
Yep.
And that's where I'm like, okay, all right. You can't tell me that this dude is going to assassinate like somebody this prominent. He's going to cover his face, cover his features, and try to do. But I mean, he wasn't really discreet. He shot the person in front of. Like I think I'd have been a better assassin than he
Yeah.
was.
I keep calling him Chuck Mangione.
Yes, yeah, because it was like Luigi Man.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it sounds too good to be true, I'm very leery. There's all this evidence packed up there on him on hand right then. I don't know about that.
See, it was Luigi. He forgot to jump and hit the mushroom so he could power up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. And
I'm not saying he didn't do it, but
I know. Honestly, I think that 2024, if I'm going to sum it all up, 2024, everything sounds fishy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
that's
honestly,
a great way to. That is exactly a good way to put it.
And I am the anti-conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
But it's like something's going on behind all this
Yeah.
stuff. You know, in music world, in sports world, and in politics, and we got 4 major wars going on. We know about the first 2, right? Israel and Ukraine. But did you hear the news about Syria? They overthrew their whole government in Syria.
Wow.
Yep.
And they're all excited that they're finally going to be free. And it's like, really, are you really? I don't
Until
know.
the next regime.
I was going to say
moves
until
in.
the next one. Yeah.
Then the civil war in Sudan.
Yeah.
Which never gets any press at all, but it is a horrible situation in Sudan. I was friends with 2 Sudanese pastors who came over here probably 10 years ago.
Really.
And they had chilling stories about it then.
Yeah.
They barely escaped with their lives to Kenya, and then they were able to come to the U.S. It's just there's nuts things happen in the world today.
Well, I feel like we've been through so much crap now that you're leery of everything.
I know.
Yeah.
That's just the way it feels to me. It feels like everything's fishy. We got all these church scandals going on.
Well, you know the saying during COVID was like about a conspiracy was everything is a conspiracy until 6 months.
Right.
And then it's proven true.
Yeah.
And
Right.
like that was basically where it was at. So it's like
I know.
that, and it's really it drives me crazy because it's now you question everything. Like, and that's not a good thing. Like,
No, it's a terrible place to be.
Yeah.
Because you just don't think there's anything that you can hold on to.
Yeah.
It feels like there's, we honestly have almost successfully eliminated like absolute truth from this world.
Yep.
It's like, what's your truth? What's my truth?
Yep.
The news headlines, they'll tell us the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they won't. They absolutely won't.
In pop culture, I will say this though: the top 3. Me and Logan were talking about this. The top 3 movies of the year. 2 of the 3 are animated films.
See, isn't that weird?
The number 1 movie was Inside Out 2.
Right.
Number 2 was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Great movie.
Great movie. Number 3 was Despicable Me 4.
Wow.
So 2 of the top 3 grossing movies this year were animated. And now here, check this out too. The top 3 Billboard artists of this year, of
Are
course.
animated.
Yes, very much so. The first one, of course, is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Then the second one is Morgan Wallen,
Yeah.
and then the second one is third one is Zach Bryan.
Okay.
Wow.
Of all those things, now I've been saying as I was doing my research this year, and when you talk about Mike Tyson, I had to add it to the list. This is the year of nostalgia. Okay, Creed went on tour again for the first time since 2003.
Wow.
Beetlejuice 2 came out.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. The Crow remake came out. So the first movie of that was in '94.
I was gonna say 90s.
Alien Romulus came out.
Yeah.
Which was right back to the Ridley Scott days. 23.3 million vinyl records were sold this year.
I forget about the vinyls coming back. Yeah.
Mike Tyson fought this year.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the bands that went back on tour this year were the Black Crowes, Oasis, AC/DC, Heart, The Cure, and Iron Maiden.
Wow.
Iron
Is
Maiden.
that not some nostalgia for you?
Yeah.
I think we're really trying to reach back for something that we can
really
actually
Hold on
that
to.
feels
Yep.
real.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this was my my happy statistic that I found while
Let's hear it.
while trying to find something that was other than news and stuff. Okay, so guitar sales are at an all-time high. All right, now get this, okay? In 2019, pre-pandemic, they were $8 billion a year.
Yeah.
2020, it jumped up to 9.2 billion.
Yeah. People were bored.
2021, 10 billion. 2022, 10.7 billion. They are predicting by 2025 it'll reach 19.9
Dang, that's a big jump.
billion.
Wow.
58% of them are electric guitar.
Oh, nice. Rockers, man.
And that's where I'm getting at. People are reaching back for this old kind of music. Guitar sales are through the roof. I think maybe we won't have Beyonce country music and Taylor Swift Eras tour for too much
Get
longer.
some good rock music coming back.
Maybe we can have a little bit of a sway.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my optimism for 2025.
I like it. I like it.
I'm glad to hear some.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm like in the doom and gloom.
But when it said $19.9 billion of electric guitar sales, not
crazy.
acoustic,
That's
electric
awesome.
guitar sales.
Yeah.
But what are the sales on keytars these days?
However much
if-
we pay for one.
After people saw your performance, I bet they go through the roof.
I found a T-shirt that says "Guitar Hero."
I
And
saw
he
that.
needs
I want
that.
to buy that so
Yeah.
bad for Peter.
I love it. You would not believe how many people have now from our church have told me you got to do that on
Dude,
Sunday.
you
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
man.
I'm gonna have to do it. I
And
guess.
I've been telling you for so long, man. Just throw it in their face.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's not do this same old every week. Let's just give them something crazy.
That would make us unique. I don't
That
know
would.
too many. Yeah. Okay. So let's spend the last few minutes talking about your favorite subject and maybe mine now that I've watched one movie.
Films.
Let's talk about movies.
Okay.
Because, this is kind of I don't know, sort of a temperature gauge of our culture. You know, where are we culturally?
With
you know,
what
that
kind of
thing.
films we have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what people consider,
Sure.
you know, all this stuff. So I've got a couple of lists. These are not the top, you know, grossing movies or the most popular movies, but these are some movie critics.
Yeah.
And it was their top 10 list.
Okay.
So I want to finish with that, but I want to know what were just the top movies. I want to know what your favorite movie was of this year. What was your favorite movie, Pat? Oh. Come on now.
Of this year,
Yeah, it's got to be a new movie.
it would have to be Alien Romulus.
Okay.
I watched it this year, and don't get me wrong, all the ones I mentioned earlier were fantastic. But my favorite Alien film was the first one from 1979. You know, Ridley Scott.
Yep.
And when this came out, it was in the exact same vein.
See?
It was
Yeah.
perfect. It was nostalgic, but also fresh at the same time. It was back to the whole in space, no one can hear you scream. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like perfect thriller, horror, sci-fi element.
I haven't watched it yet, but I want to watch
It was so good.
Did you see a movie in the theater this year?
Yes, Deadpool and Wolverine.
And it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was
cool.
fantastic.
What was your favorite movie this year?
I was trying to make sure I hadn't missed one looking. Because, okay. All right. I'm glad I looked because I'm actually torn. I'm torn between two.
Okay.
And this harkens to nostalgia, actually. The first one that I watched later, I didn't see either of these in theater, unfortunately. But I loved Deadpool and Wolverine.
It was great.
It's funny because I had seen many people saying, if you're a Christian,
Yeah.
you will not see this movie.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just a bad Christian
Well, I'm
because
going to hell then because it was fantastic.
I know,
movie.
and I have some of the comics, so I'm like really just but I'm like, it's Deadpool. I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought it was great, and it actually had a little nostalgia because they brought Wolverine back.
Yeah.
You know, he was retired. He had hung up the claws.
Chris Evans back from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And his surmise was great. But the other one was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
I forgot about that.
It was great, man. And they had all the originals in there. Even the dude that's dead, they have his ghost.
Wow.
No. That was Ghostbusters Afterlife. Harold Ramis wasn't in the Frozen Empire.
No, he is in Frozen Empire.
Are you sure?
Yes, because that's his. You remember, it's his daughter and all them, like Paul Rudd and all them, and yeah, his ghost is at the very end.
No,
It's.
that's Afterlife.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I gotta look.
Frozen Empire is the one that has it brings in Janine Melvins again, and oh god, the dude from Eternals, the Fire Master. I can't think of his name.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Harold Ramis is in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
He's not in Frozen Empire.
I gotta look this up.
Look it up.
Okay. What
is yours?
You guys look it up, and I'll go look for drones.
Okay.
No, I only saw one movie, so you know,
I was gonna say, what
688 is my
is that?
favorite
The only movie you watched all year?
Yeah.
I will say this though, this year cinematically, I've been pretty pleased. You know, like I enjoyed Beetlejuice 2. I enjoyed Ghostbusters.
I haven't seen
Frozen
Beetlejuice 2 yet.
You know, it's been a pretty good year for cinema all the way around.
That's what everybody's saying.
Yeah,
It was
like
a really
I've
good
enjoyed
year.
this year.
So, do you have a list of most of the movies made this year, or top movies, or anything like that?
I can tell you my favorites from
man.
the year. Salem Lot's remake. I enjoyed that a lot. It was good. And a lot of people will argue with me on this one. I was just telling you guys this earlier. The Crow remake. I enjoyed it. Deadpool and Wolverine, fantastic. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, fantastic. And Netflix had a really good year as well. Netflix and Prime.
Yeah.
The Substance. Have you seen that yet?
No, that's on a lot of people's
No, but I
top
heard
10.
it was crazy.
It is
Yeah.
creepy, dude.
We have Mufasa,
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that.
Gladiator.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't.
I'm
all right.
this close to getting it on Prime.
But see, this is where I struggle because I guess Roadhouse came out this year.
It
Yeah.
did.
So I watched it and I
enjoyed it.
I liked it from just a purely entertainment film. I don't think that it shouldn't be titled Roadhouse. And I'm just leery. Look, I loved Anchorman.
But see,
And then they made the second Anchorman and I was so disappointed. And it kind of taints the original. So I'm that way with Gladiator.
I think that's why I can enjoy most movies that critics don't like, is because I go into every film with I erase everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like I don't care what the last film was. Will this film impress me on its own?
Yeah.
And
Man, I have a hard time separating them.
It is hard.
Yeah.
But you know, the Batman series ruined me for that. You know, you can't go George Clooney and Michael Keaton back to back. So
Yeah. Who's the real Batman?
Michael Keaton.
I would say Michael Keaton's the OG. George Clooney, I don't even recognize him. I didn't think Val Kilmer was too bad.
He wasn't horrible, but you know, like we had this conversation yesterday. Everyone argues who's the best Batman, and at the end of the day, I like them all except George Clooney.
I'm pretty much with you.
Yeah.
What about you, Peter? Who's your favorite Batman?
What's the
Adam West is the only one you've ever seen.
No, actually, I've seen a couple of the Batman movies.
He's like when it's like kabam, yalakazam.
Swing.
Yes.
Kapow. Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
one.
No, but Frozen Empire, yeah, that one. I am thinking of Afterlife, but Frozen Empire was great.
Yes.
I have really liked the newer Ghostbusters
With Paul Rudd?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Rudd.
I
I
agree.
never watched the one that they tried to do with all the comedian
female,
women.
yeah.
I was
Chris
like, nah.
Hemsworth was the best part of that movie, and he wasn't a Ghostbuster.
Oh, was he in that one?
Yeah, he's just comedic relief.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, that's man. It was a good year for movies.
It was, man.
I got these two lists from these movie critic sites, and
Okay.
both of them are wildly popular. One's a YouTuber, and he's probably in his 40s.
Yeah.
Got lots and lots and lots of subscribers. And then this other guy has this little company, I guess, or organization called Cinefix.
Okay.
And they got a giant website and all this stuff. So these are not just
They're not just nobodies.
average.
Well,
that's
I'm an
exactly
expert,
right.
so let's see if
Yeah,
I
there you
agree
go.
with this list.
Okay, so some of these are going to be a little bit obscure.
Okay.
But I want
Okay.
to see if want to check them with you and see if you have heard of them. Here's this guy named Chris Stuckman.
Okay.
And obviously, he actually is a filmmaker as well. So anyway, here's his top 10 list, and it starts
For 24.
For 24.
Okay.
It starts with number 10, a movie called Perfect Days.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I ain't even heard of that.
that's a
haven't
little. It's a little obscure.
Hey, is that a drone going over us?
Could be.
I think that might be an airplane.
It makes
Then
noise.
his number 9 is Memoir of a Snail.
Memoir.
I ain't even heard of these.
Now this one is on everybody's list. Love Lies Bleeding.
I've
haven't seen
seen it advertised. I have not watched it yet though. It
That-
looks good though. The
Man,
trailer looks good.
I've seen 3 different trailers of it.
It looks
and
good.
I ain't even seen the
looks
trailer
amazing.
for it.
Yeah. Then The Substance.
yeah,
You heard about that one?
was good.
Yeah, I just heard it was really, really crazy
It
and
is
gory.
creepy,
Yeah.
man. It is
Uh-huh.
creepy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
gory, ain't it?
That's
Yeah.
that was in
Lot of
his,
nudity.
his
Yeah.
top 2 for winning Best Picture.
The Substance.
Uh-huh.
It has Randy or Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, and
Demi Moore.
Right, Demi Moore.
Yep.
Yeah, it's it's kind of crazy. This older woman recreates herself. She births out of herself
Yep.
a younger her.
Doesn't it like split out of her spine?
Yep.
Yep, and she gets this substance that you have to swap between the bodies
Yep.
to keep each other alive.
Yep.
Your conscience swaps between the bodies.
Yeah.
It's
Me
weird.
and Stacy watched it. It was creepy.
Well-made movie, apparently, though.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so then there's one called Furiosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the Mad Max thing.
Mad
I never
Max.
watched it.
It was good.
Is
It
it?
was good. Yeah.
I love Mad Max. So again, I'm a little tainted.
Have you seen Split?
No, but you told me I need to watch it.
Okay,
With what's his name? He gets really jacked. Can't believe I can't
James
think.
McAvoy.
Yes.
Which he had a movie come out this year. Speak No Evil. Fantastic.
Yeah,
All right.
I got to see that.
Well, that was Furiosa is number 6 on
was
his
good.
list.
Okay.
Dune 2.
I've not even seen the first one.
I'm not a Dune fan, so I can't really. I didn't give it a fair shake. Should I say?
I tried to listen to the audiobook and I made it about 30 minutes in and I actually quit.
Yeah, I just. not a fan.
I read the original Dune book and
Did
I
you?
liked it. Yeah, but it makes me really uncomfortable because I'm not a big fan of like desert stuff.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? It's like I'm always worried
Did
about
you
where's
watch-
the water coming from. You know,
Did you watch the old '80s movie Dune?
Yeah.
Okay, it was better than the Dune
that's
one.
that's what everything I've heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch Blazing Saddles
Yes, I have.
when they combed the desert?
It's one of the
No,
few
that's
I've watched more than
Spaceballs.
once.
Oh, Spaceballs. Yes, yes.
I watched Spaceballs. Too.
Yes.
I watched
Blazing
a lot of,
Saddles is a classic thing.
I watched a lot of Mel Brooks movies.
Yes, those are great.
Really, really good. Yeah. Okay, so Dune 2 is number 5.
Okay.
Number 4 is The Wild Robot.
I ain't even heard of that.
Robot. Yeah,
I saw a little clip.
What kind of French films is this guy watching?
This is actually on this top 20 top movies list up here somewhere. Apparently, it's a movie that most normal people know about.
Really?
So yeah, you guys are a little behind.
Yeah, I'm
Then
missing that
there's
one.
this movie called Dee. Have you heard of
I
that
ain't
one?
even heard of that.
That is on everybody's list as well.
Dang.
Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna maybe find it here.
I gotta check this out.
See, I'm like a cinephile up until a certain year.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
And then I have,
try to stay current, man. I love like if I talk about this all the time. If music is right here in my life, film
find
is
it now.
right here, like right below it.
yeah.
And then there's one called Sing Sing.
I've seen it
heard
advertised.
of
That
Yes.
one looks really good.
I've
actually,
seen the
It,
trailer. I just haven't watched it yet.
It's about it's set in a prison setting.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's based on a true story or not, but they sort of help rehabilitate these hardened criminals
Yep.
by doing musical
Oh, okay.
theater.
Yeah.
And then
They sing them back home.
That's exactly right. Well, Sing Sing. That's the prison.
Yeah.
And then his favorite of the year. And this was actually made a while back, but it was released finally, I think, in the U.S. this year, called Hundreds of Beavers.
I ain't heard of that either.
It looks wild.
I have not heard of
Hundreds
that.
of beavers.
I may have to just show you this. It's something.
there it
It's
is.
2002 film.
Yeah, it came out a couple years ago, and that it was released this year in the U.S.
Is it Killer Beavers?
It's comedy action.
It is a bizarre movie. A lot of it's in black and white. It is comedy. I watched a couple of clips, and it was that weird humor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, and it moves along super fast. It's the kind of movie that a critic would love.
Yeah. See, I'm usually on the other end of the spectrum.
I'm with you. Stuff that critics usually hate. I usually love.
yeah.
That's how I am. The critics are like art house films, and I'm
well,
usually
you know,
just entertainment film guy.
They strike me as just sourpusses.
Yes.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're very elitist and
Yeah,
very.
just-
They
you
are.
know,
Like I
condescending.
love a movie. I like some deep films, but also just sometimes I just want to be entertained.
Yeah,
Have you ever-
sometimes you want Michael Bay to blow some stuff up.
Yes.
Right.
There's a reason there's like 9 Expendables.
You've seen the movie The Jerk?
Yes.
Was that Steve Martin?
Yeah, I was going to say,
It's
yeah.
a stupid movie. It's hilarious.
It is.
There was one called Strange Brew.
I'm almost certain I've seen that one.
The Canadian guys. Can't remember their names right now. Rick Moranis.
And it wasn't Chevy Chase.
No, it was his. But they played these Bob and somebody on
Rick Moranis. He's a good guy, man.
Yep.
Ghostbusters.
Okay, so here's
Yep.
here's the Cinefix guy.
Okay.
He's a little more mainstream,
All right.
but he sort of divided them into categories. I didn't write the categories down, but
Well, I got to tell you something cool on Rick Moranis.
okay, go ahead.
You know, his wife, she got like breast cancer or something. She passed away when he was in like the peak of his
I
like
didn't know that.
Ghostbusters and all the movies.
Yeah, he retreated from film.
They had kids, and so he just left Hollywood to raise his
Wow.
kids.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, because and it said they've like tried to get him to come back,
He's
and
like,
like
nope.
he's like, no.
I'm happier now.
Yeah, yes. But I was like, man, what a good guy.
Okay, so here's his top 10. He's got Dune 2 at number 10.
Boo.
He's got a movie called Rebel Ridge at number 9.
It was not bad.
What is that about?
It wasn't my cup of tea. It's a little sci-fi.
Okay.
Wait. I'm thinking Rebel Moon, ain't I?
I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
The clips that he showed looked really interesting.
Rebel Ridge.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, let me see.
pull
Because
Is it
up
like
there.
Civil War?
hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
there we
thinking
go.
of Hacksaw Ridge.
No, that's a whole different deal. Here's Rebel Ridge.
Okay.
Right here.
Oh no, this is the crime thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I've seen the trailer though.
Yeah. So, a former Marine grapples his way through a web of small town corruption. Okay, so this is like a Walking Tall kind of.
I got you.
know.
Yeah.
They find
Yeah.
themselves in a
Buford
small
Pusser.
town. It's all corrupt. Everything. The interesting thing about Rebel Ridge is there's guns everywhere, but not a drop of blood is shed through the whole movie.
Really?
Yeah.
They just didn't want to make it like a bloody movie?
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, they made it an anti-bloody. But this
Okay.
guy wins fight after fight, and he does all this crafty stuff. It looked cool.
That's cool.
It's another Netflix film.
Number 8 is a movie called Thelma, and I want to see this movie.
Is it like Thelma and Louise?
No, it's not. It's about this old woman who gets scammed, and the whole movie is her intending to get her money back, and she does some crazy stuff.
Is it Glenn Close or something? Who plays
I don't
Thelma?
know.
The trailer's her on a moped.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, she's got, but it's a 3-wheeler moped, if you notice.
Oh, like a trike?
So she ain't going to fall off of there.
Yeah, exactly. It absolutely looks
Thelma.
hilarious. Thelma.
All right,
Yeah.
it's on Hulu.
Yeah, and then number 6 is Love Lies Bleeding. That's another one. Now this is his documentary of the year,
Okay.
and it's a movie called Opus. Now you guys are documentary fans, right?
I am.
Yeah, I like
am
certain.
too.
Yep.
Ryuichi Sakamoto he's a piano player, concert pianist, and this movie was filmed by his son, and it's he was diagnosed with cancer, and before he started to really go downhill, he played one more concert just for himself,
Yeah.
and so he had a piano in a big concert hall, no audience.
Wow.
And it was just him playing his own music, his favorite music, everything. And it gets all of the in-between bits. It gets him, stopping to cough. And, you know, it looks really cool. I think I'm going to have to watch it. Yeah. Then there was The Substance. And then his horror pick for the year is a movie called Nosferatu.
Man, I haven't seen that yet, but I want to.
Man, this guy raved about this
I've
movie.
seen the trailer.
I am a Dracula fiend, so that's one I want to see.
He just said it eclipses all the Dracula stuff that's been done in the last 10 years.
It goes back to the original. That was actually like one of the silent films. Was it
yeah.
1923 when Nosferatu came out?
Yes.
It's on HBO Max. I go back. I watch it once a year.
Yeah.
At Halloween time.
Look at that. I'm thinking, man, it had to be in the 20s when that came out. Nosferatu. But it looks scary, and which again, I love the Dracula stuff, so I'm definitely going to see that one.
The clips it was just beautiful cinema. I mean, it was just incredible.
I think it came out on like Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or something.
Yeah, probably did. Okay, so then number 3 is a movie called Challengers.
This one looks absolutely stupid.
I agree. I completely
It's just
agree.
I've seen the trailer for it, and it's basically just I think a softcore porn that they made, like
yeah.
just some. It's
a love triangle
a love triangle, and it's
around
like
tennis.
yeah. It just looks so stupid.
Well,
1922.
The
That's
point
close, yeah.
I don't know why it ranks 3, but he was infatuated with the camera work, and I will say the examples that he gave. at one point, the tennis ball becomes the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So very, very interesting.
I've never heard of this one.
It's not my.
Well, you probably won't care to watch it.
No, it's not my bag of tea.
It looks like
Definitely.
there's some films that come out, and I like you see the trailer, or I've even watched some of them, and I'm like, the guy that made this was just dirty and just wanted to make a dirty film, and that's what. And they did make a dirty film, but they claim that it's art, and it's like, dude, you're just being dirty.
Yeah.
And I feel like Challengers falls into that category.
Yeah. So then his number 2 is a movie called Evil Does Not Exist.
I haven't heard of this one.
I haven't either.
It is a Japanese drama film with a cast of non-professional actors.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what it's about.
So is it a horror movie or
No, it's a drama. It's a drama of some kind. This is his favorite foreign film.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Critics love foreign films.
Yes, and I don't see very many of them, to be honest with you.
I've seen a couple. And then his number 1, which was kind of surprising.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
No, it was not. It was a movie called Conclave.
Oh, that's a
You
good
heard about
flick.
that?
Yeah,
I haven't
about
heard
the
of that
Pope.
one.
So yeah, the Pope dies, and then it's like all of this weird corrupt scrambling to see who's going to be the next Pope, and who's going to get behind that guy and that guy, and I don't know. It looks interesting.
Main character's the dude who played the Red Dragon.
Oh, Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
No. Anthony Hopkins was Hannibal Lecter, the other guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of his
I can't
name.
remember his name either.
The guy that eats the painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it, I can't think of his
I
name.
tell y'all, this is an HBO Max film for horror film. I say horror. It's a twisted.
It's
film.
a dark drama.
Yeah,
It's what it is. Yeah.
This is called Lake Caddo.
Yeah.
All right, Lake.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're
Lake
talking
Caddo is it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
Very good flick.
It has Ralph Fiennes.
That's it. Ralph
Stanley
Fiennes.
Tucci, who was one of my favorite actors, and John Lithgow, who was also one of my favorite actors.
John
Lithgow.
Lithgow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that is kind of an overview
Yeah,
of
Conclave's good.
movie culture, go see 688. How about that?
If I made a movie list, see, critics would hate mine because mine are just going to be more or less just really entertaining films. Like,
Yeah.
like last year, it was what year did Top Gun Maverick come out? In 22?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
Me and Marcy were in Utah and we went to the theaters and saw it in theaters. That was such a entertaining movie. Like, and that's what I like an entertaining movie. Like, I just want to be entertained.
Well, and one of the points that this Cinefix guy was making, and I agree with them, different people go to see movies for different reasons.
Yep.
Some people go to mindlessly escape everything.
Yeah.
Other people go to be entertained, just entertained. Other people go to be educated, to be uplifted, to be enlightened.
Yeah.
I want to see something. I want to be intrigued. I want to be drawn into a story that I can't get back out of again. And that's why I like documentaries. I also like some of these based on true story kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like to imagine, and there's some of this footage, like I told you at the end of this movie. They had footage of the actual division marching into Scotland.
Yeah.
Just having gotten off the boat.
Yeah.
All that stuff is really cool to me.
You know what's a Bad of the Bone movie that's coming out? That's a documentary, but it's a movie, but it's going to be. Have y'all heard of I Play Rocky?
No.
They are making Peter Farrelly or whatever, but he's making a documentary movie about them making the movie Rocky. And Stallone, he was homeless, he was broke, and he wrote Rocky in like 3 days. He had to sell his dog. He was so broke, and he went and pitched it, and they offered him $20 or $30 for the script. They liked it, but they wanted Burt Reynolds to play Rocky.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I got to be it. And they actually got all the way up to offering him $350,000 for the script. but he could not be Rocky. And he told them no, he was going to be Rocky. So they cut down the offer, and they told him if he missed one day, he was out as the part. So Stallone like never missed a day. And they said they shot all of the running scenes in one day. Said he ran 18 miles in one day. And then like when he punches the meat, they said that the meat was frozen.
That's what I heard too.
They like tried to thaw it just a little bit, and he ended up breaking both hands making this movie. But he would not miss a day because they would.
Crazy.
So they were like, the making of the movie is actually more. He said the making is more of a Rocky story than the movie. Yeah. So I'm excited for that movie.
I think that's.
I don't know when it's coming, but
have you seen the Superman movie?
I've seen the trailer.
The documentary.
Oh no! Is it? Did they got a documentary?
Christopher Reeves.
Is
that good?
Yeah.
Everybody's saying it's great.
I was just talking to Miller about it. It is very sad.
I can imagine.
But also it's very inspiring.
Yeah, and it fills in a lot of the blanks. Stuff you wondered about.
Like, spoiler alert, like when everything first happens, like he's super depressed and all this stuff, and he's like, I don't know what to do with my wife, and he's like, just leave me, and blah, blah, and she's like, you're still you.
Yeah.
And that's what carried him on.
Yeah.
For the rest of his life. His wife said, you're still you.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
How many years ago?
Oh, it's been a
couple
few
years.
Yeah, a few. So there you have our wrap on 2024.
Yeah.
Yep.
Complete with drone sighting.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that couldn't have been better.
But I tell you, I am optimistic for 2025 because 2024, it started really, really bad.
Yeah.
2024 was kind of just down in the dumps. But as the year went on, like we talked about, our word this year was perseverance. And
it's a good one.
And we had to persevere through this year.
Yeah.
And I'm very optimistic about 2025. I really am.
I'm on the fence because it's one of those that things could improve, but things could just completely blow up.
Yeah.
There's just so many things sort of hanging in the balance. I'm just hoping and praying that we sort of come to our senses a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's around the world. And
I'm hopeful for one. It's not an election year.
Yeah.
Thank God for that, right?
Man, that was a tough part to make through.
Oh, God, it was rough. Part two, I want to put this Titan season behind us. It's just been horrible. And we survived Christmas.
Yes, we did.
You know what I mean? Like, we made it through. And so I'm excited. And plus, we set new benchmarks this year. You know what I mean? We did a full year of the podcast.
Yep.
We did a really good Christmas show. We set a lot of good benchmarks this year.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to push them in 2025.
What about you, Logan?
Man, I'll tell you, I'm trying to be positive. I know. But I mean, unfortunately, the career choice that I've made right now in the farming world, it is tough. Farming. They've said now we're in a recession in ag. Like all the big companies, Cargill, John Deere, all of them, they've laid off thousands and thousands of people, and our prices are terrible. And so, to be honest with you, I've been in a pretty into quite a slump. I mean, the only upside to that is it's like, well, it's basically only uphill from here.
Right.
So
something's got to improve.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I hate to say it couldn't get any worse because it's like in Young Frankenstein when he's like, could be worse. And he says, how? And he says, it could be raining. And then it starts raining. So, what about you?
I am cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I think there are some things that are trending in a positive way, in church world and in ministry life. It feels like people are still searching.
Yeah.
And still just really reaching out for something that is tangible. And we know what that answer is. And so it's just trying to stay on the horse and get to as many people as we possibly can and still kind of keep building, keep moving forward. Yep. So that's where I'm at right now.
There you go.
So let us know what you felt about this last year. Let us know what your feelings are about this year coming up. Let us know your favorite music, your favorite movies.
We want to hear it all.
Year. Yep. Sports events, whatever it might be, because we are interested in you and we want to hear from you.
That's right.
And we're just thrilled to death with this little community that's growing and building. And, now we're all over the world.
Yeah.
And and it's a lot of fun. So get back at us, and we will get back at you next time.
Yep. Happy New Year.